tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news: voter fraud, a major issue as the Parliamentary Registration Department prepares for the 2017 general election. Tonight, Acting Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner addressed this challenge and the way forward at the Rotary Club of Lucaya's weekly luncheon meeting. Cleopatra Murphy has our top story.
Acting Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner Reno Smith says he was offered $1,500 by an illegal immigrant who was allowed to vote in the 2012 general election to issue a voter's card so she could vote in the 2017 general election. Smith, who was speaking at the Rotary Club of Lucaya weekly luncheon at Ruby Swiss restaurant, says he rejected the proposition and is unwilling to compromise his standards for any political party to achieve elected office.
Irregardless of what political affiliation you wish to be aligned with, I implore you, do not ruin your personal reputation to ensure that a political party is elected in this country. It isn't worth it.
Smith says only qualified Bahamians will be allowed to vote in the coming election. He says the Parliamentary Registration Department is encouraging Bahamians to register, but they will also be cracking down on voter fraud.
Please be careful. Tell your family members, your friends and colleagues, don't try it this time. We have certain mechanism in place that I cannot divulge. People are going to be embarrassed and possibly prosecuted.
Smith says some cases of fraud may slip through, but it will not be like previous years. He also urged voters to notify the department if they change addresses leading up to the election so they will not be disenfranchised.
If you relocate for a period of 3 to 6 months someplace else, your name will not be on the register for the previous address. Or, I'm sorry, it will be, but you wouldn't be able to vote at your new address, which might be in another constituency.
Smith says 35,000 Grand Bahamians are eligible to vote in 2017, but less than 7,000 have registered to date. He urges the public to register during this slow period. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Well, meantime, the Parliamentary Registration Department making it easier and more convenient for residents to register for the upcoming general election. Tuesday morning, a team began their mobile drive where businesses with 30 or more employees can call and have the department set up at their establishment. Registration Supervisor Sharon Saunders is encouraging businesses to take advantage of this initiative and to ensure that employees are prepared with the necessary documents.
We ask that you bring in a valid passport, or if you don't have a passport, we ask that you bring in a birth certificate with additional documents. If you require additional information on the additional documents, we ask that you contact the office and we'll be able to explain to you exactly what it is that you would need to bring if you don't have your passport.
Well, the drive began at the IAT clinic where employees say they have been putting off the process due to long wait times, but the mobile drive has been a much better experience.
It was 10 times better. Quick, simple, came prepared, passport, voter's card, old voter's card, and they gave me an application to fill that out, and within no time, they did their part, I did my swearing, and I was done. It's more convenient to have another location, and you don't have a long line, and if you can come prepared, if you can get this application, and bring the application with your passport and old voter's card, you come prepared, it'll be much quicker.
Having it come here is such a weight off my back because I haven't yet done it because I haven't taken my daughter and it took so long. I haven't been able to sacrifice that time from work yet, so having them come here is great.
Switching gears now, more than 3 months after Cleo began issuing payments to clients and former clients, a Grand Bahama resident is lamenting that despite going through the process and enduring the long lines when officials were on the island in April, he has not received any of the thousands of dollars he's owed. Cleopatra Murphy picks up the story from here.
Cleo pension holder Kevin Watson says he lost hope of ever getting any of the pension money he was owed by Cleo after the company went into liquidation in 2009. Watson, who has some $8,000 wrapped up in a pension he got in 2004, says his hope was renewed after Cleo announced in April it would begin payouts of some $16 million allocated by government after policyholders had been in limbo more than 7 years. He endured the lines when officials were on Grand Bahama in April, and after speaking with Cleo Managing Director Vaughn Culmer, Watson left with nothing.
He said, I have a pension. He said automatically I was supposed to get paid, but he didn't see anything on the list. But he took down all my information and all that stuff. But he said he will call me back, whatever there, but he never called me back. And I let my wife call the office in Nassau, and the secretary always saying that he's never in the office, never in the office.
Watson, who says he surrendered his pension and should be eligible for the funds, says he wants to know what is going on. He has a lawyer that has been attempting to reach Culmer to no avail. The pension holder says the situation is frustrating. Watson says he feels he is getting the short end of the stick because he is Grand Bahama based.
I have a other friend who's saying that they have the same problem, that they trying to get him and they can't get him. Look like you have to go to Nassau or go to Nassau to see if he's in the office or he hiding or something like, because they putting Freeport on the Washington block.
Watson is among an estimated 4,000 policyholders owed money by Cleo. Although he was discouraged after the years of waiting, Watson says he does not understand the holdup, considering the money has been made available by government and some people have been paid.
I am in not an insurance, but what I'm saying is a pension plan that you had it for years, and that money there, and you can't get it. But when I heard that they said they was going to give it to you, I was excited. I said, boy, at least I'll get something. Even if he don't give me something, half of it, he'll give me something.
Watson says he still has his documents and intends to hold on to them until he is paid. In the meantime, Watson says he wants acknowledgement from Cleo officials as he continues to wait. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Now, ZNS News contacted Cleco's managing director, Vaughn Culmer, about Kevin Watson's concerns, and although he did not speak specifically to Watson's situation, Culmer says customers still owed payment should be settled, possibly in a matter of days.
We're expecting to receive checks on those, hopefully. I don't want to put a time to it, but the auditors are just about through with them, and they should be on their way to finance soon to be vetted, and then hopefully we should have checks within a matter of another 7 to 10 working days.
Now, since Cleo began payouts in April, Culmer says the company would have settled accounts with an estimated 4,000 policyholders. He also gave an update on the current status of the payout process.
It slowed down now, and everything went pretty smooth. So we're just waiting for this last set of items to be complete, and then that should be it.
Just this past Saturday, the streets of Grand Bahama claimed the life of 37-year-old Greg Cartwright of Pioneers Loop. Now, 2 days later, traffic officials on this northern island are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of another traffic fatality victim. John Davis Roll has the latest.
Saturday, we had our 5th fatality, and today we are now counting our 6th fatality.
Police traffic officials on Grand Bahama were out in full force Tuesday morning, intensifying their efforts to drive home the message of road safety and to crack down on motorists who violate the law. This after 2 persons are killed on our streets in less than a week. A young man is dead and another narrowly escaped death following a fatal accident Monday night. Officer in charge of Police Traffic Division, Assistant Superintendent of Police Kenwood Taylor, on this recent fatal tragedy.
A traffic accident occurred at West Beach Road and East Sunrise Highway involving 2 vehicles, a Chevy Cobalt, year 2006, and a Range Rover, year 2002. The Chevy Cobalt was traveling south along West Beach Road, and the Range Rover was traveling east along East Sunrise Highway. Unfortunately, the driver of the Chevy Cobalt succumbed on the scene as a result of his injuries.
As a result of the impact, what happened?
As a result of the impact, the Range Rover burst into flames, but the driver of that vehicle was able to get out of the vehicle before it was fully engulfed in flames. Fire services was contacted. They came and they were able to extinguish the flame.
While preliminary investigations are still underway into the fatal crash, ASP Taylor says their initial findings have already revealed this.
We could definitely say that speed was a factor in this accident, and so we are encouraging the motoring public to slow down.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Joan. Well, the police has identified the victim of Monday night's crash as 19-year-old Jamon Henfield of Holmes Rock. In news from the crime beat, a total of 16 Chinese nationals apprehended on Grand Bahama. According to reports, immigration officials acting on information located a number of Chinese nationals staying at a local resort in the Freeport area who were believed to have been making preparatory steps to be smuggled into the United States. The team of immigration officers checked of 2 of the rooms at the resort found 10 men and 6 women. Reports reveal that some of the Chinese nationals were discovered hiding in the closets and bedrooms. A check of the passports revealed that the group had entered the Bahamas from China via London and Cuba, and upon arrival were admitted, but had since overstayed their initial visitor status, and there was no evidence of an extension given. The group was transferred to immigration headquarters, where they were processed and are expected to be flown into the capital sometime today to be housed at the detention center until repatriated to China. In the meantime, police in Grand Bahama needs your assistance in locating 30-year-old Desmond Mandela Wilson, aka Dazzy Black Boy, who is wanted for murder and armed robbery in Grand Bahama. He is described as standing at 5 feet 10 inches in height, weighing between 230 to 250 pounds, dark brown complexion, heavy built with locks. His last known address is Crooked Island Street, New Providence. Police say he is considered armed and extremely dangerous, and if you see Wilson, you are not to approach him, but contact the police in Grand Bahama at telephone numbers 350-3107 through 12, Crime Stoppers at telephone numbers 352-1919, 350-3125 or 6-919-911, or you can call your nearest police station. Stay with us, there is more news right after this.